And from the Christmas Eve case, we've chosen two quite quirky wines. A Albarino from Pazo La Maza in Galicia. And then we've got the Elephant Hill Syrah from New Zealand. And the menu that we've thought about for Christmas Eve is something, there's a bit of preparation. You can get quite a lot of it done ahead. We've got a crab salad, and we're going to follow that with the braised ox cheek with polenta and kale.
Cool. So the crab salad I'm going to show you now, but just before I do, I'm going to get some bits on to go with this ox cheek and polenta. So our ox cheek here is cooked. I can't show you that in real time because it takes a while. There's a recipe on the website which includes all the details for the marinade for the ox cheek. And then this braise is the ox cheek in with the marinade that you will have made with some stock and with some tomato passata. And you'll end up with this super rich gravy that's going to be beautiful as we serve our ox cheek. And it's going to be braised at a low heat. So you're going to colour the ox cheeks and then braise it in the oven on a low heat, about 150 degrees for a period of time of probably about 2 hours. And then here I have a pan of heavily salted boiling water. And here we have some really nice polenta. You want your water boiling. We're going to go straight in with the polenta, give that a whisk up, turn the heat down. And we're going to keep an eye on that from time to time, okay? And what's going to happen is that polenta is going to soak up that boiling water. We're going to keep an eye on it though. We're not going to walk away and leave it because it will solidify at the bottom and it won't absorb the water. So we're just going to come back to that intermittently and make sure it's okay. Here we have the ingredients for our crab salad. We've got some beautiful white crab meat that Clive has just picked from our crab. We've got some lovely brown crab meat, which is probably relatively underused versus the white meat, but it's delicious and actually carries more flavor in theory than the white meat. The white meat has a sweetness. The brown meat has that savory note to it. So with the brown meat, all we've done is taken that out, mixed it up with a spoon with some mayonnaise, a little bit of lemon juice and some salt and pepper. If you wanted, you could add some cayenne pepper to that. You could add some fresh chili to that, but we're just gonna keep it relatively low key for this. So that's essentially a dressing that we're gonna dress our plate with, and the other elements that we've got in here are gonna soak up that brown crab meat and it's gonna season it as you eat it, which is a very nice element. And then we've got some great heritage tomatoes here, different colors and shapes. We're just gonna get rid of the top from there. And as you can see in here, we've got some beautiful colors, some yellow, green, and red, all from the same tomato. Maybe some chunks of those ones. So essentially, you're just gonna construct a nice tomato salad here. We'll do some different shapes and sizes.
So, I think the Pazo La Maza, the Albarino, aromatic, but fairly full-bodied as well. So it's going to be able to stand up to the tomatoes and hopefully with the sweetness and the savory notes of the crab. I think this is going to be a good combination.
Okay, so we're just going to arrange some of our tomato on the plate and then our white crab meat. We've got some tarragon, some dill, some basil and some parsley. I'm just going to bunch that all up nice and tight and give it a fine chop. And this is a really nice medley of fresh herbs that's going to go beautifully with our crab and our tomatoes. Nice rough chop. A little sprinkle over the top. Nice and green, lots of herbs, lots of freshness. And there's our dish.
Perfect, look at that. So there we are. Crab and tomato salad, Pazo La Maza Albarino, our starter for Christmas Eve. Our red from the Christmas Eve case, the Elephant Hill Syrah. That's from Hawke's Bay in New Zealand, 2016 vintage. So it's got a little bit of bottle age. It's a fantastic wine. It reminds me, I mean, it's definitely got a Northern Rhone sensibility. So it is fresh. It's got some great minerality, lovely perfume, good acidity. It's not your sort of classic New World Shiraz. This is a sort of a European style wine. And actually, we were going to do a dinner with these guys, and the dish that we came up, which we found was a perfect combination with this freshness and this great acidity and this sort of crunchy tannins. We thought about braised ox cheek, and that's what we've cooked today.
And that's lovely and unctuous and super tender. It's going to be beautiful. I've blanched some kale here, and because it's Christmas, we're just going to toss that in some butter just to give it a little glaze and a nice bit of richness. So we're going to melt some butter in that pan. And then here we have our polenta. Kind of a rule of thumb is 6 times the amount of water to the amount of polenta. So if you did a cup measurement or any kind of small pot, ramekin, whatever you're doing, just do 6 times the amount. The last touch to our polenta is some cheese. We've got some Parmesan here, but I'm sure you're going to have some cheese at home at Christmas time. Nice and soft. Put this to the side. As I said, a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt on there. And then last but not least, our beautiful ox cheek. Just going to sit on that polenta there. So rich, so unctuous. Lots of flavour in that gravy, so plenty of it on there. And there's our dish.
There we go. Christmas Eve supper. Braised ox cheek, polenta and kale. Elephant Hill Syrah 2016.